I have two files here. I suppose we'll do the fresh one first, and then we'll do the bench warrant. On the record in State of Michigan versus Mary Lou Schneider. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Melanie L.P. Chair for Miss Riemann Schneider.
Yeah. And are you Mary Lou Schneider?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. Today's the date for your arraignment. First, I have a felony complaint. This alleges that on or about January 20th, 2024, at City of Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan, count 1, resisting or obstructing a police officer, that you did assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Officer Ethan Malik, a police officer of the Lansing Police Department, that you knew or had reason to know was performing his duties. That is a felony punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $2,000. Do you understand the charge and the possible penalty?
Yeah.
You have the right to have an attorney in this matter. If you'd like to have an attorney and you don't believe you can afford one, we can see if the public defender's office will represent you. You have the right to have a trial that can be by jury. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing will be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney present with you during any questioning by law enforcement. Do you understand your rights so far?
Yeah.
Would you like a public defender to assist you in this matter?
Please.
Okay. Now, since it is a felony charge, you do have the right to have a preliminary examination. That's a hearing where the government must bring some evidence to demonstrate probable cause to believe the felony occurred and probable cause to believe that you are the person who committed the felony. Before that day, you will have a probable cause conference. That's a day for you, your lawyer, and the prosecutor to make sure you have all the evidence and information you need to be ready for preliminary exam. Your probable cause conference will occur February 1st at 9 a.m. with Judge Flores. And then you'll have your preliminary exam on February 8th at 9 a.m., also with Judge Flores. That first hearing you can do by video conference if you know how with Zoom. But if you can't do Zoom, you don't know how to do Zoom, you don't want to do Zoom, you should come in person. And then the February 8th date, that's the day with evidence and testimony. So that is absolutely in person. You must appear in person February 8th at 9 a.m. Understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you, well, I can see that you're supposed to be on bond in another court for, let's see what this says you were on bond for. You were on bond for home invasion, receiving and concealing stolen property. Aside from that, are you on probation, parole, or bond for anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The address they wrote down for you is that a correct address?
No, it's not.
Okay, what's a good address for you?
Lansing, Michigan, 489.
Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's a good phone number to reach you? Is there needing to be an apartment number with that address?
No, ma'am, it's fine.
All right, and then I do have, as I said, Ms. Wanji, this other file here for a fail to appear. It looks like the failure to appear dates back to September of 22, so quite a long time ago. In this case, I don't think I've received any bond requests or anything. I do have a history here that shows one operating visibly impaired in 2011 and a dismissal, and then the stuff that she's on bond or failed to appear on. On bond, Ms. Wanji.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is on disability and she has some appointments for her disability this week. She has some health issues also and is supposed to see a neurosurgeon or a doctor for her spinal problems. I don't know that there is that failure to appear. She explained to me that the failure to appear took place because she was in a very abusive relationship, so she has to disappear in order to save her life. And now she's in a good place. She said that she's going to come to court when requested to do so. She is. She also said that because of her health issues, if she stays in jail, she's gonna be there will be some serious consequences on her health. She reported that even that she's at the jail, she's suffering from some ailments. So because we only have this case where she is on bond for, and there is an excuse for her failure to appear, we will respectfully request again that the court gave her a one-time PR bond, and so that she can take care of her issues. Thank you.
Well, for this case, you haven't failed to appear yet. So, and the charge and the likely possible penalty, I can give you a PR bond on this case. That does not mean I'm giving you a PR bond on your failure to appear. This case bond is set at $2,000, personal or cognizant, subject to the following conditions. You must appear for your court dates. Your court dates are February 1st and February 8th. Do not leave the state without permission. Do not commit crimes while released. Notify the court in writing if you change your address or telephone number. Do not use alcohol, marijuana, or illegal controlled substances. And do not possess a firearm or a dangerous weapon while on bond. That's this file. Now I'll go to the other file. All right. As a reminder, the other file was the charges were in the state of Michigan versus Mary Lou Ryan Schneider 2201-220 FY. And we have Ms. Wanji and Ms. Ryan Schneider here. The charges in this case were 2 counts of home invasion, 2nd degree, each one punishable by up to 15 years in prison and or $3,000, and 1 count of receiving and concealing stolen property with a value of $200 or more, but less than $1,000. The case looks like you were arraigned in May of 2022. You came in June of 22 and adjourned your court date. Looks like there was additional adjournment granted in July. Additional adjournment granted in July. Additional adjournment granted in August with a request that no more adjournments occur, and then September 2nd, 2022, you did not appear. In addition, in August of 22, pretrial services sent over a bond report that said that in August of 22, you had a GPS tether and that you allowed the tether battery to die. That JSG tried to contact you regarding the tether. No contact was made. Looks like additional attempts to contact were made in August. And JSG said they couldn't keep you on tether because you let the battery be dead. The bench warrant primarily is failure to attend court, but you also have an additional bond violation for failure to maintain your tether while you were out on bond. Ms. Wanji, anything else for this bond consideration in this file?
I would like the court to just for the court to take into consideration the health issues that Ms. Raymond Schneider has. Thank you.
Thank you. I copied the address and phone number over to this file. All right. Well, the issue I hear about the health issues, but this is a case where she's been gone for about a year and a half without contact and with letting the tether go dead. Ms. Ryman Schneider, I'm going to advise you not to interrupt at this time.
Apologize.
So based on that, I don't believe that I can PR bond her on a case where she disappeared for a year and a half and allowed her tether to go dead before she absconded. And these are serious offenses, being home invasion and with the maximum penalties of 15 years. Bond in this matter is set at $6,000, 10%, subject to the following conditions. You must attend your court dates, of which I gave you 2 court dates. That being, oh, they didn't write it down, but they're probably going to set it for the same court dates you already have with Judge Flores. So I'm going to guess we can set these for February 1st. February 1st for probable cause conference again, especially since you've been gone for a while. And February 8th for preliminary exam. Ms. Wanji, I just want to make sure, does your office still represent her on this file?
I will check.
Looking, I don't think I've seen a motion to withdraw, and it looks like it was Attorney Feigelson. I don't see evidence of a motion to withdraw, so I believe there's already an attorney.
Okay.
But make sure they know she's been arrested on this.
Okay, I will do that.
All right. So back to where it was. You must attend your court dates. Don't leave the state without permission. Notify the court in writing if you change your address or telephone number. You must report to pretrial services the first business day following your release because they keep track of people on felony bond. Failure to report to them can result in a bond violation, such as you just heard me discussing the bond violation you may have to discuss with Judge Flores when you get to court on February 1st. Do not use alcohol, marijuana, or illegal controlled substances. Do not possess or purchase a firearm or a dangerous weapon. Do not engage in harassing, intimidating, stalking, or threatening behavior. Do not assault, harass, intimidate, beat, molest, wound Trisha Pacini. Do not have any direct or indirect contact with Trisha Pacini. You're not to be within 2,000 feet of where she lives, works, or goes to school. If you violate this order of no contact, you could be arrested without a warrant. Your bond could be revoked. You could be in contempt of court, for which you could be sentenced to up to 93 days in jail and or $7,500 in fines, separate and apart from that which you already face. This order is about you. It's not about Ms. Pacini. So I don't know if you know Ms. Pacini, but if you did know her and she started texting you or calling you, if you text her, call her back. You're the one who goes to jail. She does not have authority to grant you permission to have contact with her in violation of a court order because it is, in fact, a court order, and therefore, if you violate the order, you're the one who could be put in jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand the conditions of your release?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Wanju, we talked about the bench warrant. We talked about the charges, which she was arraigned on some time ago, as well as we talked about the bond and the conditions. Anything else we need to address for Ms. Ryman Schneider?
No, you're not. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, you're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next I have Cory Hodge. on the record in state of Michigan versus Cory Hodge, 2102400FY. Appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Melanie Elbiwanji from the Public Defender Office on behalf of Mr. Hodge.
Thank you. And are you Cory Hodge?
I am.
Mr. Hodge, this is a case, it looks like, for which you were arraigned quite a long time ago, actually. This charge originally began with assault by strangulation occurring August 29th of 2021 and a domestic violence occurring that day. These events are alleged to have occurred at 519 South Pine Street in the city of Lansing, and the person involved was Amber Brown Harrison. Assault by strangulation is punishable by up to 10 years or $5,000, and domestic violence is punishable by up to 93 days and or $500. Looks like you're originally arraigned on this back in August of 2021. It looks like you appeared for court September of 21, and there was a request to adjourn due to some new evidence. October of 21, it looks like you showed up again, and there was a request regarding some evidence to adjourn. It was rescheduled for August 5th of 2021, and you have a bench warrant because you are alleged to have not appeared August 5th of 2021 or any time since then. So that's how we got here today. Just looking for the bench warrant because I want to see what Judge Ward wrote on it. Here we go. I see. Yeah, the bench warrant says failed to appear for preliminary exam is scheduled 9 a.m. on November 5th of 2021. You have the right to have an attorney in this matter, and it looks like your public defender withdrew when you weren't here for so long. Are you requesting that a public defender be reassigned in this case?
I am.
Okay, put that down for you. All right, and the address that we have been using for you looks like it's West Street. Is that still your address?
No.
What's your address? Got it. What's the zip there?
48911.
Okay. Somebody wrote a different zip on the paperwork, and I was like, that's not a Lansing zip. Okay. What's your phone number here?
517-882-9172.
9172. Let me just make sure. Okay, that one's. All right, I got just the one file. I just want to make sure I only had one file to talk to you about. All right, Ms. Wanji, Judge Ward wrote remand on here.
Okay.
Do you have anything you'd like to tell me?
He has two children who are living with him, and he needs to make provisions for their care while he's in jail. So he was hoping that he would be able to do that.
24 hours.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
No.
No, we can't like let you out and then scoop you back up. You're kind of in or you're out. Tell me, is Amber Brown Harrison, she doesn't stay at that Midwood address, does she?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, good to know. Ms. Wanji, any good reason why Mr. Hodge didn't show up?
Well, he reports that it was his belief that the case was dismissed.
Can I say why? I mean, just, it's very important.
I don't know if Ms. Wanji wants you to say it or not. I'll let Ms. Wanji tell me that.
Well, what he reports is that the case was dismissed, and because there was some problems with discovery, and the next time that he went to court, there was a failure to appear by the alleged victim, so that's why the case was dismissed. He didn't know that he had a bench warrant, and he's been living in the community for that long. He has no more charges since that case was dismissed.
So I want to read you the note because what you're saying and what Judge Ward actually wrote down are not the same. It says October 8th, defendant appeared in person. Discovery issue remains regarding the 911 call. The complaining witness is not here. The Ingham County prosecutor will proceed with police only. One police witness on pre-scheduled vacation. Good cause to adjourn. Preliminary exam rescheduled for November 5th. That is what happened. It wasn't a dismissal, sir.
But the first one, so the only reason why they came to that was the first time in a court, the Miss Brown Harrison, she had sent in to the prosecuting attorney her recanting the statement that she had lied.
Yeah, but recanting the statement doesn't mean the case gets dismissed either. They can proceed without her.
Yes,
So none
yes,
of that
ma'am.
means anything, sir.
I'm saying when I was talking, I understand what you're saying, ma'am. I understand. But when we came back for the second time.
No, because you came to court and it got adjourned.
So when I talked to my lawyer, though, I was confused. I must have been confused. That's all. And I didn't hear anything. So I really thought everything was okay. I was staying at 619 for many months after that. I didn't hear nothing from Selective Services or anything. Like I said, I have 4 children. I work. I'm a part of the community. I'm a man of my word. You can look at my history. I will promise to show up.
Mm-hmm.
All happened so quickly.
The judge did not give me a court date for you either.
Just you said within 48 hours?
Yeah, it says that they will mail a court date within 48 hours, but I always tell everyone to call the court after Monday because for whatever reason, people claim they don't get their mail and then they miss court again. And then we do this whole thing all over again where you miss court.
I'm aware now. I'm aware now, so I'll be on it. I want to clear my name like before the first time.
So because the judge asked for remand, I don't feel like I can PR bond you, and you've been gone for quite a while, but I will set a cash surety bond to give you an opportunity to post. And if you don't post, then I guess you will have to wait until you see her. Bond is set at $15,000, cash surety subject to the following conditions. You must appear for your court date. As you noted, it's going to be mailed to you in 48 hours, but I recommend that you call the court Tuesday and ask about your court date if you're not in custody to make sure that you have your court date. Do not leave the state without permission. Do not commit any crimes. You must notify the court in writing if you change your address or telephone number. You must report to pretrial services on the first business day following your release and as often as they tell you to thereafter. Do not use alcohol, marijuana, or illegal controlled substances. Do not possess or purchase a firearm or dangerous weapon. Do not engage in harassing, intimidating, stalking, or threatening behavior. Do not assault, harass, intimidate, beat, molest, wound, or threaten Amber Brown Harrison. You are not to have any direct or indirect contact with Amber Brown Harrison. You're not to be within 2,000 feet of where she lives, works, or goes to school. If you violate an order of no contact, you can be arrested without a warrant. Your bond could be revoked. You could be in contempt of court, for which you face up to 93 days in jail and or $7,500 in fines, separate and apart from that which you already face. This order is about you. It's not about her. If she's texting you or calling you, if you text or call her back, you go to jail. She doesn't have authority to grant you permission to violate the court order because it is the court's order, not her order. So if she invites you to meet up with her and you went, you'd still be risking jail. You understand how the bond works, sir? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Could you please reconsider for my children, please?
I hear you, but I also see what Judge Ward wrote. So I'm giving you a cash bond, which is actually not what she asked me to do. So it is what it is.
And I thank you for that. Is it economic wise? I can't afford that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't set up.
Well, the public defender that's assigned to you can make a request to modify bond to Judge Ward, but that's the bond I'm willing to set today in light of the fact that you've been gone and it's an assault offense and you weren't here for court.
After all the many adjourns that I wasn't my responsibility, wasn't my fault, I showed up to court.
Not when you were required to at the last court date. That's when everything stopped. You're all done. I'm not going to argue with you, sir. You keep arguing with me. That doesn't help.
Oh, bad. I'm not trying to argue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.